All right, everybody. We're going to try something new today. We're on Podbean today, but we're on Facebook Live. I'm going to start the broadcast now. I send my partner, EDUBBS. All righty. I'm going to send you over the invite right now. I don't know if you're paying attention on Facebook Live here, but here we go. Invite out. And show is underway. All right, everybody, welcome to our Sunday morning edition of the NFL Picks by MURF and EDUBBS. I like this little thing that we're doing now. I see E's on as a listener, but not as he's not on as my co-host yet. E, where are you, dude? You here? All right, E. I don't know, man. Let's see what happens, dude. All right, listen, today we're going to be doing our NFL picks. I don't know if you guys are following along on Facebook Live today, but we're doing it live on Podbean, and we're doing it live on Facebook. It looks like E has maybe a little bit of a problem signing on. Let's see if I could. Here we go, right there. Invite. E should be popping on real. Yo, E, what's up, dude?
How you doing, Mark? Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties. I don't know. I was clicking on the phone thing and nothing was going on, but happy to be here.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, listen, we had a good show the other night, man. We didn't even get to talk about our picks. You know what I'm saying? We had 2 hours, yeah. And we just, I think we had a pretty good show. I was listening to our little tussle we got into a little bit. So I'm sorry. I have to apologize a little bit because I kind of I went from 0 to 100 in about 3 seconds on you, and I do apologize for that.
No need to apologize, Murph. We're human beings. We can disagree on things. We're not machines and stuff. And you know what? We're big boys. So, you know what? We take it with a grain of salt and move on. I just want to say this is a great time, 10 o'clock, because there's something else going on in the world right now. And I think most of our listeners will be here listening rather than watching some soccer game going on, I guess, right?
See, look, now see what you did? You just ruined my joke. I was going to open up the show with, all right, so football Sundays. Everybody ready for Argentina and France?
Are we? Oh, those are the teams playing? I really didn't know who was playing in the World Cup, but...
hey, France might go for two. France won 4 years ago. If they win today, they got a 2 in a row.
Wow. Okay, that's our sports. That's our soccer talk for the day, Rich.
Absolutely.
I also want to wish our Jewish friends a happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah starts tonight.
Absolutely.
And the equivalent of the Santa Claus for Jews is Hanukkah Harry, who has started his Mercedes up the I-95 corridor, dropping off presents to little boys and girls, and big boys and girls too, like a victory for the Vikings, the Bills, and the Browns yesterday. Some games, huh?
Oh my God! I was watching. What game? I watched most of the first game. Now listen, do you know now Matt Ryan is a part of 2 of the biggest comebacks in the history of football. He lost the Super Bowl to Tom Brady, and then yesterday he was up 33-0.
I got a lot to say about the Colts, Rich. I think Jeff Saturday was the worst decision, and we spoke about that when he got hired.
Right.
The Colts played total conservative football with a 33-0 lead. They were basically playing scared in that game, even when they were up 33-0. Do you agree?
Oh, I absolutely agree. How do you not the Indianapolis Colts defense yesterday looked like the '86 Bears, dude. They were all over the place. And then what the hell? What did Jeff Saturday go into that locker room and say? All right, guys, we got a 33-0 lead. We're going to put you guys could kick it back a little bit. They needed to jam that football down that fucking team's throat, dude. You're right. They kicked back a little bit, and they got very conservative, and they should have put up another 30 points in that second half, but they didn't. Jeff Saturday's got egg on his face this morning because he had a chance to beat a good team yesterday.
Rich, look at the Vikings handed the game to them. A block punt return for the touchdown, the lost fumble in the red zone, the fake punt led to another pick six. I mean, Minnesota gave Indianapolis a Christmas gift And Indianapolis said, no, we don't want it, basically.
What do you think? Like, what do you think the like? What do you think the temperature in the locker room was at halftime of that game? Like, I don't think Kirk Cousins is the guy that's going to start going crazy on his team. Like, who's the guy that's going to grab these guys and choke them and say, listen, we got to go out and score another 36 points and win this football game? They obviously, they're football players. That's what they do for a living. They're going to go out there and play hard every day. But who's that guy saying go out there and shove the ball down their throats? Who's that guy on that Vikings team that said that?
The coach really gets into it. I mean, going into the locker room at halftime, the Vikings, you know how they put the probability to win the game, Rich? The Vikings' probability to win the game was under 1%. We're trailing 33-0 in the third quarter. It's the second lowest since they've been keeping this, including playoffs. But it's just ridiculous. But you know what, though, Rich? This guy, Justin Jefferson, is an animal.
My God,
he's like one of the best.
Yeah, dude, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's going to break the record, too. He's got 3 games left. He's about 300. He's going to break the record. I mean, he's playing the Giants, the Packers, and the Bears. I mean, those are 3 teams that give up a lot. And you know what? Kirk Cousins, 70 points in fantasy yesterday, Rich, and I have a bye, so it meant nothing to me. But he gave me 60 last week. So, You know what? The Giants next week in Minnesota, indoors, he's going to light it up again. And Kirk Cousins is going to lead me to a championship, just like Jay Cutler led me to a championship many years ago.
All right.
So you know what? It's not about the Josh Allens. It's about the mid-range quarterbacks who put up yardage, basically, in the playoffs.
Wait, hold on a second. I got to take a quick little break here to go on Facebook Live. Hi, Mia. How you doing, honey? She's watching us on Facebook Live. I want to say hello to my niece. My sister and my niece are watching on Facebook Live. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, back to football.
That's great.
Back to football. So listen, that game yesterday had the makings of being like, a real, a blowout, and it obviously wasn't. The Vikings came back and they did what they were supposed to do. Kirk Cousins has to keep up with teams like the 49ers. He's got to keep up with teams like the Cowboys, because the 49ers and the Cowboys are 2 teams that have come in. The 49ers won. They beat the Seahawks the other night, and the Cowboys got a big game that they have to win today. But I don't think that the Vikings could stack up to either one of those 2 teams. Definitely can't stack up against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And you know what, though, Rich? Anything's possible in the playoffs. Don't forget, the Vikings will, get the 2nd seed because it looks like the Eagles are first. But if the Eagles falter these next couple of games, who knows? Maybe Minnesota grabs that number 1 seed. But we've seen Minnesota with the number 1 seed before many years ago, and they blew it and stuff. So, I mean, it would be nice to get a Minnesota-Buffalo Super Bowl. I mean, 2 franchises that have lost every time they've gone 4 times. And then somebody would have to win, though, Rich, right? If it was Minnesota and Buffalo, correct?
Oh, absolutely, somebody would have to win. And I think Josh Allen would overcome Kirk Cousins in the Super Bowl because, dude, you watched that football game last night. It was cold. There was a foot of snow. They were running all over the place. And Josh Allen threw the ball 40 times last night, dude.
Threw the ball 40 times, dodging snowballs. You see the fans throwing the snowballs, Rich?
Crazy,
right?
And what was really – listen, what was really cool last night? I don't know, maybe you were just going to say that. In the fourth quarter, when the entire stadium started singing, what were they singing? Let It Snow?
Yeah. Very inebriated crowd too, Rich. I mean, these people some got there Friday morning. Bills fans usually get there the day before and stuff like that. So, really, really crazy fan base they have up there in Buffalo. And I heard people talking about a dome. There's not one fan that wants a dome in Buffalo.
No.
That's Buffalo weather, right?
That Bills Mafia doesn't want a dome. What are you going to put those maniacs in a dome? No way. How are you going to get the guy running around in negative 30 temperature saying, is it cold out here without his shirt on? Come on, man. You can't be putting those teams in a dome. What's Minnesota? They're teams that shouldn't be playing in a dome. Detroit shouldn't be playing in a dome. Green Bay plays outside. They're men. They've been playing outside for their entire existence. But come on, man. This is cold. This is football weather.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But you know what, though, Rich? I have to give Tua credit. Remember during the week, people were saying, Tua, how are you going to last in the snow? He said it snows in Alabama. That was the joke and stuff, not like it snows in Buffalo. But Tua put on a pretty good show last night, and the Dolphins' offense was pretty good in elements that are way out of their, realm, basically. You're looking at 80 degrees, 85 in Miami, compared to 20 degrees and snowy in Buffalo. But they played a good game. And Raheem Mostert had a great game rushing, too. So
136 yards.
Buffalo defense.
136 yards rushing for him yesterday. That's something that, Tua had 2 touchdowns. Tua ran. You know what? Tua didn't really have to use his legs much yesterday. He could actually pass because Monzo ran for 136 yards. I'm very, very happy. Listen, I know these are two teams that are supposed to be my hated rivals in my division, but I'm so happy the Bills won because now today's football game with the Jets and the Lions actually means something. So that's what I was hoping for.
No doubt, Rich. I mean, the Dolphins had the last ranked, 29th ranked rushing in the NFL. But you know what, though, Rich? There's no such thing as the moral victory in football, especially this late in the season.
Yep.
But the offensive performance the Dolphins put on last night really showed a lot that they can hang in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. All right, listen, E, before we start going through our picks, I want you to do me a favor here because I do not have the spreads in front of me. I want to make sure that we are on the same page and let me know what game in the spread before we go through it. And listen, I know you guys were breaking each other's balls on our little group chat last night. I will pick first today, and I will pick first for the rest of the season. How about that, Amish Outlaw?
He's probably sleeping right now. We forgot to talk about the Browns and the Ravens. You want to talk about that game?
No, not at all, dude. That game was terrible. The Ravens are slowly showing you that Lamar Jackson is that entire fucking football team.
God, but you know what though, Rich? You know what really got me yesterday was Justin Tucker. The guy's automatic. What's up with him missing field goals? That's crazy. I realized one was blocked, whatever, but he's like Mr. Automatic. Is he regressing? It was absolutely nuts.
Eric, Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals yesterday for the first time since 2018. Can you believe that?
Absolutely nuts, you know.
But how old is Justin Tucker? Was Justin Tucker playing with like Johnny Unitas back in the 60s? Was he kicking field goals for him? How old is Justin Tucker?
I don't think he's up there, you know. These kickers can last a long time, Rich. They really don't get hit that much, you know. But you know, I know one person that was smiling was Joe Burrow and the Bengals because you know what? This Baltimore Ravens team is toast. I think the Bengals run away with it now.
I do too. And you know what's crazy about Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow, you know what it is, and getting Jamar Chase back obviously has a big part of it. But Joe Burrow, maybe like last year, was like slowly into now he's like now all of a sudden they're talking about him as an MVP candidate. I mean, you know, he's been playing very well, and he's been playing very well with a shitty offensive line.
Exactly, and they said at the beginning of the season the well-improved offensive line, but Joe Burrow's been on his back a lot this year, looking at the sky. But you know, 5 in a row for the Bengals, they're looking really good. You know, They got off to a slow start, but you know what? It depends who's hot this time of year, Rich. It doesn't depend who was hot in September, basically, you know? I mean, look at Tennessee. Tennessee's lost 3 in a row. They're just barely hanging on. But you know what? They'll win that division. The division sucks. The AFC South, the NFC South, the 2 worst divisions in football, basically, you know? But you know what, though? If Jacksonville beats Dallas today, you never know. Jaguars might be there. Jaguars come to MetLife on Thursday night, too, to play the Jets. Crazy.
Yeah, man, I don't think, what'd you say, Jacksonville? I think personally, I personally think, and I know I said this last week that the Cowboys need to make a statement, but this is another one. The Cowboys have to beat the shit out of the Jaguars today. They have to.
Yeah, no, and it's on the road though. That's the problem, Rich. You know, they're playing on the road and stuff. They're playing in Jacksonville. But,
is Jacksonville really a home field advantage?
Not really. I mean, did they even sell out, Rich? I don't even know if they sell out in Jacksonville, basically, you know? I mean, that team's been on the move for years with their owner from the Middle East. They want to move the team to London or something like that. Yeah. But Jacksonville's always been, you know, I don't even know how the city got a professional franchise. Can't imagine the TV market for Jacksonville, Rich.
You know what it is? You know, Jacksonville would have put themselves on the map. They need to do one thing to put that franchise on the map is they had a draft or they had to somehow get Tim Tebow to be their quarterback because Tim Tebow is a god in Jacksonville, probably one of the greatest college quarterbacks ever to play college football. But he's a god in Jacksonville, and I think that would have been the only thing that probably would have brought Jacksonville up to a point where, you know, they're up their popularity. But Jacksonville is just a team, like you're right, man. They just, you know, in the beginning with Coughlin had them playing relevant football back in the day, and he almost went to a Super Bowl. But since then, it's just been like, you know, you hire Urban Meyer last year. He can't keep his hands off the girls. You know, he's sending his family home. He's hanging out in bars, hanging out with the players. You know, Urban Meyer, you know, supposedly is one of the greatest college coaches of all time. You put him up there in the NFL, and he just goes crazy, just goes fucking crazy. But yeah, I don't think Jacksonville's got nothing against the Cowboys today.
Rich, I just want to share a Facebook post. You know, your memories 11 years ago today. I wrote, millions of Americans gather around the television on Sunday evenings and around dinner time to watch the man move mountains and walk on water. Are we believers yet? Tebow 6:45 biblical version. So I remember that every Sunday at 6:45 we turned on the TV and watched Tim Tebow work wonders, right? Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's one thing I want to make a little funny thing about, say something funny about Tim Tebow. I just find it really weird that Tim Tebow had to come out after he graduated from college, and he's Tim Tebow. He's like the biggest college athlete. You know, he says, you know, he saved himself for marriage. Like you were just a quarterback for the Florida Gators for 4 years or whatever. You're a rock star, and you say you're saving yourself for marriage. I don't know. That's it Sunday. We don't want to talk about that stuff, but I just think Tim Tebow was lying a little bit being the Florida Gators quarterback.
Yeah, you think Zach Wilson said that, Rich, when he came out of college?
Yeah, right. Zach Wilson's been banging 50-year-old moms since he's in high school.
When I think of Zach Wilson, I think of the movie American Pie with Stifler's mom, right?
Yes, absolutely. All right.
There was an article about her in the Post. You want to take a look this week? How she said that she really took off from that movie, basically, as Stifler's mom. She really got a lot. I know this is a children's show, but she got a lot of it as the years went on and stuff like that. So
yeah, but you know what though, you look at some shows. She's in a lot of shows now, man. All of a sudden, she's just like big time. She's in everything on Netflix, everything on Hulu. It's like you notice her. She's like, I don't know, she's a pretty big actress right now on these on Netflix. So it's like, yeah, that's Stifler's mom.
I see our friend. I stay back to football, Rich. I see our friend Kevin's here. The Redskins are going to be out their big guy tonight on defense. He's not going to play tonight. He's out, but still a big game we have to go over, Rich. And let me know when you want to jump in these picks.
All right, so that's what I want to do with you now. Let's go over. I'm going to pick first. So what we're going to do is you're going to give me the matchup, and you're going to give me the point spread, and I'm going to do all my picks before you. All right. So what's our first game on the ticket today?
So our first game is the game that means the most to you, Murph. It's the New York Jets, 1.5-point favorites over the Detroit Lions.
All right, now the New York Jets against the Lions. On paper, this game looks like, listen, the Lions have been lighting it up. They've been lighting it up lately offensively, but their defense is terrible. They really are. They let up a lot of points, and they also put up a lot of points. I think this kid St. Pierre is going to be covered like a glove by Sauce Gardner. Listen, this is a big game for the Jets, man. I mean, every week you say this as a Jet fan, this is a big game. This is a big game. This is a bigger game. But as the season progresses and as the season moves on, a game against the Lions becomes one of the biggest games of the year for the New York Jets today. Now, Zach Wilson is coming in today as quarterback, okay? Now, I don't think there's going to be a point in time where Zach Wilson, you can be like, he's playing all right. Either Zach Wilson has to come in today and put up big numbers. And you know what? Not for nothing, Zach Wilson, I'm pissed at him as a Jet fan because he's at that nonchalant, I don't give a shit attitude on the sidelines. He didn't dress for 2 weeks. Now, if Zach Wilson was smart, Zach Wilson will put his big boy pants on, put himself in that offense, in the offensive line, look these guys in the eye and say, listen, guys, I got this shit today. All right? I'm not Brigham Young, Mickey Mouse, Zach Wilson, quarterback. I got this shit today. Put your trust in me. Block for me. Run for me. Garrett, I'll get you the fucking football. Play for me. I'm sorry, guys, and this is from here going forward. This is my team, even though I don't think it should be. I think it should be Mike White's. But I think Zach Wilson's got to make a statement to his offensive line and his offense today and his defense. And he has to play well today. So he's either going to light it up today or he's going to get sacked and the shit beat out of him all day. But I'm going on the side of he's going to have a big game today because he has to. And it's a big boy moment for you, Zach. Big boy moment. Robert Saleh's either going to pat you on the back and tell you you're a starter, or he's going to kick you to the curb and make you not dress next week. So put on your big boy pants today, Zach, and play some football. Jets win the game.
You know what, though, Rich? The Lions are the greatest show on turf. You remember the St. Louis Rams back in the day, the greatest show on turf? The Lions are an offensive machine. They have the best offensive line in football going against the best defensive line in football with the Jets. This is going to be a great game, Rich. I think it's going to be back and forth and stuff. But I think in the end, the momentum is going to carry the Detroit Lions to victory because you know what?
Okay.
The Detroit Lions are making the playoffs because I said the other day that the Giants and the Jets are not making the playoffs, but the NFC, of course, with the Giants, you're going to have the Giants out, you're going to have the Lions in, you might have the Panthers in over the Buccaneers too. We'll get to that later. But you know what, though, Rich? I think Jared Goff has a great game. The Lions have so many mouths to feed to spread the ball around and stuff, so many offensive weapons. And you know what? I think their defense can get it done too, which is an Achilles heel. But I'm taking the Lions to win this game. The Lions plus 1.5.
Hey, their quarterbacks are terrible. Garrett Wilson's going to have 150 yards today, dude.
You know what, though, Rich? I mean, the Lions could stay in these games. They've stayed in the games. They beat Minnesota. I mean, you know what?
Okay.
The Lions are The Lions are okay, Rich. Campbell has turned this team around.
I like him. I like him.
Like 1-5.
Yeah, I like Dan Campbell. I like him. He's a very emotional coach. I like him too. And you're right. You know what, maybe, and that's, you know, Detroit being the team that they are, they're playing for their coach, you know, because he's that kind of guy. So yeah, listen, it's going to be a good football game, dude. It really is.
You know, for the Jets, it's a must-win game. We agree on that, Rich, because you know what?
The Lions, it's a must-win game too.
And now if the Jets win today, they'll be 8-6. And if the Patriots win, they'll be 8-6. Crazy, right?
Yeah, but listen to this, dude. For the Lions, it's a must-win game too if they want to contend, because you got the Packers that are playing a shitty Rams team right now, and the Packers are a game behind the Lions right now. So it's getting, and then you got your division down there with the Buccaneers, and they don't know what the hell's going on. The Buccaneers are 6-7 in first place. So the North and the South are a mess right now, except for the Vikings. So these are all must-win games for the North and the South, because there could be a Cinderella team making it into the playoffs.
Exactly. Okay, we're moving along here, Rich. We got the Eagles going to Soldier Field today. The Eagles are 8.5-point favorites over Bears and Justin Fields.
All right, and originally, you know, we were having fun the other night, and I told the Amish Outlaw that I was that an Eagle would never win a fight against the Bears. But I'm changing it today because we were having some fun the other night. The Eagles going to mash the Bears today. The reason I'm saying that is because the Bears have the 32nd ranked rushing defense. Okay, they're giving up I think they had 183 yards per game or something like that. And they got the number 4 passing defense. So what that means to me is Jalen Hurts is going to throw the ball a couple of times. He's going to run for about 75 yards, and he's going to pass. And I think that they kill the Bears today. They kill, because I was doing some reading on. I think that the Eagles, they keep rolling. They kill the Bears today.
Hey, Rich, I'm going opposite you. I think Justin Fields having a great game. I mean, this guy's so surprising, and you know, the weather's gonna be great in Chicago today. No Bears weather. It's gonna be great for both teams. It's gonna be a good game to watch. I love Hurts, and this guy Fields coming up now is the new face of the NFL. He will be the new face of the NFL one of these days. Actually, the Jets missed a shot at him.
I agree.
In the draft and stuff, but I'm taking the Bears plus 8.5. I think the Eagles win the game, but I think the Bears keep it close. Maybe Bears lose by a touchdown, but 8.5 is too much. So I'm taking the Bears in this game, Rich.
I'll make a point here. Watch out for Devontae Smith to have a big game today. That cornerback that's going to be covering today is not that good. Devontae Smith is going to get a lot of yards today. I bet. Watch, you'll see. I know they got a good passing defense, but one of their cornerbacks is giving up one of the most passing yards, which is weird to me. So watch that matchup. Watch Devontae Smith to have a big game today.
Moving along, Rich, we got the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons down in New Orleans this afternoon. NFC South matchup. It's anybody's division to take, Rich. This division. I mean, and this you know, the Saints are 4-9, the Falcons are 5-8. So if the Saints win, they're 5-9. Buccaneers lose, they're 6-8. Panthers win, they're 6. You know, there could be a 4-way tie for this division come January 8th when the season ends. But I like the Saints at home today. Oh, you picked first, though, Rich. Sorry.
No, that's right. I was
by 4 the Saints.
That's right. I was going opposite anyway of you, because I really, the Falcons, again, they're another team in that division, a little mix up. Mariota got benched, I'm pretty sure. Falcons listen, neither one of these teams, like I said, it looks good on paper, but I don't think either one of these teams are playoff ready to do anything. One good thing about the Saints is that what's his name, Taysom Hill, he's going to be a star, dude. The guy can do everything. I'm picking the Falcons, though, in this game. I think the Falcons are going to win this game because they have to. I mean, they're one game up on the Saints. They got to keep with the Panthers, because the Panthers are going to be a surprise team if they happen to win that division. So I think the Falcons win this football game.
Like I said, I gave a teaser before, so I'm thinking the Saints minus the 4 down in New Orleans. I think when these teams played, it was Mariota against Winston in the first game of the season. 2 guys that got drafted together in the same round, and now both guys are out. So it's Andy Dalton against some rookie that the Falcons drafted in the 2nd round or 3rd round, whatever. So it should be an interesting game to watch. Maybe not. Okay.
Yeah.
Rich, we have the Carolina Panthers. It's a pretty good game here. You got Carolina and hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Carolina Panthers are 3.5-point favorites in this game.
All right, I'm taking the Carolina Panthers simply because they have a lot more to lose than the Steelers do. So I think the Carolina Panthers, which getting rid of McCaffrey, I'm not saying that they're a good team or anything, but I really do think that I don't know, man. I think Yeah, I just think that, I just think Carolina Panthers are going to win this football game, man. I know the Steelers, their defense, and I know the Steelers never give up. I'm going with the Panthers today.
You know, Rich, I agree with you on the Panthers. I mean, not only they get rid of McCaffrey, but they got rid of their coach too, who's coaching in college now, I think, in Nebraska or something like that. But I like the Panthers minus 3.5. You know, and to maybe make this division a little closer, put a little. Maybe make a little pressure on Tom Brady, you know, and stuff. You know, Buccaneers still alive. You know, funny thing, Rich, is the net points in this division. Buccaneers minus 30, Panthers minus 30, Atlanta minus 24, Saints minus 32. This division sucks.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'm thinking the Panthers minus 3.5 to win this, to cover this game and come away with a victory. And here's a game we talked about before, Rich. Dallas Cowboys going to Jacksonville, and Dallas is a 4.5-point favorite going into this game in Jacksonville today.
Again, this is another team that has something to play for. Now, you know, they've come up in big situations, the Dallas Cowboys, this year when they had to. Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, they should trade Ezekiel Elliott, I think. Pollard's going to be a star for that team. Today, the Dallas Cowboys have to win. And there's another team. They have to win this football game. I know they're not going to keep up with the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, but they have to contend with they have the Giants, the Commanders, and the Cowboys all vying for a playoff spot. We'll talk about the Giants-Commanders game a lot later because that probably is one of the biggest games on the docket. But as well as the Cowboys have to win this football game. I think the Cowboys are going to win this game by at least a touchdown. They're going to cover the spread. You know, Cowboys have to contend. So Dak Prescott, you got to lead those boys to victory today. And Pollard's got to have over 100 yards rushing as well in order for the Cowboys to win. Cowboys win. I got your message, Joe. I'll see you at 1. What's that?
Yeah, you see Argentina 1-0. You see Kevin put that in the message there.
Yes, you know, nice. Yeah. Hey, listen, it'd be nice to see Messi win on his way out. You know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. How's Pele doing today?
Yeah,
okay, next game. Next game. You know, Rich, I'm taking a step back. The Cowboys really blew it to Houston last week. They almost lost the game, right? They were 17.5-point favorites. Crazy, right? Nonetheless, right?
I think the Cowboys looked at that point spread and took that game a little too lightly. They can't do that again.
I got to make my pick, and I'm taking Jacksonville plus 4.5 in this game.
I love it. Lots of opposites. Love it.
I think the Jaguars keep it close, but now we spoke about Houston keeping it close with Dallas. This week, Houston hosts the Pat Mahomes show. The Chiefs are coming in 14.5-point road favorites against the Houston Texans.
Like you said last week, man, the Texans kept it close. Dak Prescott is not Pat Mahomes. This is a big spread, dude. This is also another one that could be. This is another one also that could be. I think that Chiefs are going to win the football game without a doubt. But I think that that's a big number. I think the Texans are going to keep it close. I think they're going to. Listen, I think the Chiefs are going to beat them by about 10. So I'm going to take the Texans to cover, but the Chiefs are definitely going to win the football game. I'm taking the Texans.
All right, and I'm putting all my marbles on the Chiefs defense in my work fantasy league. So I'm hoping for a big defensive game from the Chiefs. They gave me a big defensive game last week against the Broncos. Broncos kept it close, actually. But I'm going to agree with you, Rich. I think 14.5 points are too high, especially on the road. So I'm taking the Chiefs to win the game, but the Houston Texans.
Wow, Ryan, they went outright, huh? All right, man. Hey, you listen. You know what I was. I was going to go back, but you know what though? I know you're not supposed to think about statistics when you're a football player. That's statistically, but you got Pat Mahomes, who the first half of the season was the surefire MVP of the NFL. But you got two guys that are creeping up on him right now. So I think in the back of Mahomes' head, he's got to have a big game today, especially to keep up with Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts is just running all over the place and passing all over the place, and he's going to have a big game today. So, but I'm still sticking with the Texans. But Pat Mahomes in the back of his head has got to say, listen, I might want that next MVP. So, he's got to throw and run for some yards today too. But I'm still taking the Texans.
Also, Rich, you got to factor in, in these games they have, they might take the Mahomes out if it's a blowout. So, sometimes they have these garbage time where the losing team comes back and scores a couple of points. So that's why I'm afraid of the 14.5 points at the garbage time. And maybe they yank Mahomes out with a 42-0 lead in the third quarter, and Houston comes back and scores a couple of points. But that's why I took Houston in that game. Moving on, our favorite team, Rich, the Denver Broncos are road favorites in Arizona today. The Broncos are 1.5-point favorites against the Cardinals.
Kyler Murray playing today? I didn't even look. He's out for season. He's out for the season. Shit, I forgot about that. Broncos going to win this football game just on short defense, on pure defense. That defense is going to be all over that kid today. So, yes, I think the Broncos actually scored 28 points last night, you know? So, I don't know, last week. So, I'm going Broncos. Broncos going to win this game on short defense. They're going to murder that quarterback.
I agree, Rich. I think Denver comes into this game and wins. It was a tough blow for your fantasy team last week. But first play of the game, right, he got hurt, right? The knee injury, whatever. But
yeah, exactly. But I got Tom Brady. I got Tom Brady throwing for me now, so.
We'll get to that in a minute, Rich.
Exactly.
I'll give you my thoughts on Brady today. But I'm taking Denver to this game.
Ooh, no Wilson. I didn't know that, Ryan. My buddy Ryan just said there's no Russell Wilson today.
Oh wow! Look at that.
I'm still taking him on pure defense. I'm still taking him on pure defense.
Exactly. Okay, moving along, Rich, and another Jekyll and Hyde team. The Las Vegas Raiders are 1.5-point favorites over the New England Patriots today in Las Vegas.
I don't. This is a point spread I don't understand because the Patriots are another team now that's got to win a football game. The Raiders suck, man. I don't know what happened to the Raiders. The Raiders suck. Just bottom line. So are the Raiders going to want to spoil the Patriots party? Maybe, but listen, you have to go with Bill Belichick and the Patriots because Bill Belichick, he's on it. He wants to make the playoffs. Obviously, he's Bill Belichick. He's probably the greatest coach of all time. So I think that he's going to have his players prepared today to beat the Raiders. And Mac Jones is going to have to come in and play well. So, yeah, the Raiders suck, dude. So I think I don't care if it's in Las Vegas. I don't care where it is. That's not even really a home field advantage for the Raiders either. They just moved to Vegas. You got a bunch of degenerate gamblers watching the games out there. So you know what, though? Fuck the Raiders, bro. The Patriots are going to win. Even though I hate the Patriots are going to win.
So you got the Patriots on that one, Rich?
Yeah.
And, it's funny because you had the Patriots in Arizona last week, and now they're back out west. You know what? The Raiders get some pieces back today. Renfro's coming back. The tight end, Waller's coming back today. But I think in the end, the Patriots are foaming at the mouth. I mean, they see playoffs in sight, that division and stuff. They got to keep up with the Dolphins and the Jets. I agree with you, Rich. I'm taking the Patriots plus 1.5 in this. They're going to win the game.
I got a bone to pick on air with one of my friends, too, that's a Jet fan. He's listening, too. He told me that he's my age, and he hates the Patriots more than he hates the Dolphins. Look, I hate both teams also, but you're a 50-year-old Jet fan like me, and A.J. Dewey ripped my heart out in 1982. How could you tell me as a 50-year-old Jet fan that you hate the Patriots more than you hate the Dolphins? I understand a younger fan, but if you're a 50-year-old fan like me, how do you hate the Patriots more than the Dolphins? I don't know. That's just that. If you're listening out there, we can discuss this later on, dude. But I just don't understand your logic behind that. I do hate both teams, but fuck the Dolphins more than the Patriots. Go ahead. Next game, E.
Now, hold on, Rich, but forget about A.J. Dewey. How about Dan Marino?
Oh, Dan Marino with the fake. And the Dolphins have been doing it to the New York Jets for years. I started watching this football team probably back in 1980. I was 8 years old. My dad took me, I tell you all the time, to Shea Stadium. You should have, whatever. But the thing is that I don't like the Patriots, but I hate the Dolphins more. They've been breaking my heart for fucking years. A.J. Dewey, exactly. He started the hate. He started my hate. So, there we go. I hate the Dolphins more. So, I'm taking the Patriots anyway. Next game, E. You get me all worked up here on a Sunday afternoon. Thanks for running it in my face there, Ryan. I know, 2 picks, but the one that counted was the one that broke my heart.
There was also the Patriots, the Jets-Dolphins game at Miami. I was at that game where Pete Carroll did the neck slash when the kicker was something happened at the end with a field goal or something. The Dolphins won that game too, and it was so humid that night, Rich. I was wearing a white T-shirt, and when I left the game, the paint from the chair, the orange, was all over the back of my T-shirt. It was so hot down there in Joe Robbie Stadium at the time, so I'm really going back inside. But moving along, Rich, in the conversation we had.
Yeah, but I got one thing to say. I got one more thing to say to you, Miami Dolphin fans. You guys had one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever step on a football field, and you could not give the man a running back or to win a World Series with. The Super Bowl with. That team should have won some Super Bowls. Dan Marino gets undercut as one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And my boy Richie Morano is watching right now. He's as big of Miami Dolphin fans as I know. And fuck the Miami Dolphins, Rich Morano. I know I'm going on a tangent with them right now. I don't want to talk about them anymore. Forget the Dolphins. Richie, forget about the Dolphins, all right? Anyway, go ahead. What's the next game, E? Forget about the Dolphins. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I'm getting agile.
I'll make you feel better, Rich. The Miami Marlins have won more championships than the Dolphins in the past 50 years. How's that?
Exactly. Hey, we'll be back to the Super Bowl. We got the greatest quarterback to ever step on a football field. You didn't make one more, Miami. That's it. Go ahead.
Okay, Rich, conversation we had before about the Los Angeles Chargers going against the worst pass defense in the NFL today. The Chargers 3.5-point favorites over the Tennessee Titans in one of my favorite stadiums, SoFi Stadium. So what do you think, Rich?
Tennessee Titans are the worst first-place football team in the NFL. They're the worst first-place football team in the NFL. I don't even know why they're – whatever. It's a terrible division. The Chargers have to win this football game today. Justin Herbert, I don't know if something's wrong with him. I don't know, maybe he's got a little shoulder issue. Maybe he's got something going on with him. He's not the same guy from last year, but he's still maintaining football games, and he's still completing passes. This team that they're going against today has the worst passing defense in the NFL, and yet they're still in first place. They rely on one man to score for that team. If the San Diego Chargers – and listen, believe me, I'm a Jet fan. I want the San Diego Chargers to get completely blown out today. I don't want them to win because being a Jet fan, that's going to hinder my playoff chances. But I do not see the Chargers losing this football game against the worst passing defense in the entire league. So I'm telling you right now, the Chargers have to win this football game. Do I want them to win? No. Are they going to win? Yes. I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah, you know what? The Chargers, they're not going to win the division in all likelihood, but they're fighting for a playoff spot. They kind of lost out on the playoffs last year on that last play of the game against the Raiders. So if they don't make the playoffs this year, something's the matter with that team. They might have to go with a new coach or something. But I agree, Rich. I think the Chargers are going to come out hungry today. I think they're going to put a licking to the worst first-place team besides the Buccaneers in the NFL.
272 passing yards. They're giving up 272 passing yards. Average.
Crazy. Yeah, and once again, a first-place team with a negative points of 35, based on points that they scored and given up. Their defense is horrible, but you know what? They're still in first place. They'll probably win that division, but you know what, though? Chargers minus 3.5 today. I agree with you, Rich, on that one.
All right. Next game.
And Argentina is up 2-0.
Oh, yeah, good for Messi.
Okay.
Whatever, Messi. Good for Messi. Okay. Now Messi can retire with a World Cup.
Score some goals for France. Come on, Pele. Let's get out there. Okay, Rich, we're moving along. 2 more games to go. And my team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, hosting the AFC champs from last year, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals come in to Tampa as a 3.5-point favorite. Tom Brady is going to have to throw the ball at least 70 times today to keep up with this team. The Buccaneers have no running game. Vita Bay is out on defense. Joe Nixon's going to run all over this Tampa Bay defense. It's going to be a massacre today in Tampa. I have no confidence in the Buccaneers. Mike Evans is like the biggest. Can the guy find the end zone? I think he's allergic to scoring touchdowns this year, Rich.
I know.
But let's hear your take on this game.
My take on this game is the Bengals need this game so much more than the Buccaneers. Not that the Buccaneers need this game. But the Bengals are just so much of a better team all around. If the Buccaneers had a little bit of a pass rush, I think then maybe they'd have a chance. But they got no pass rush. Joe Burrow, he's running for his life because that offensive line sucks. He's becoming a playmaker. The Bengals are going to win this game by 3 touchdowns, dude. I hate to say this about your Buccaneers. The only thing is, I need Tom Brady to have at least 300 yards passing because I am starting him in my fantasy league today. But right now, Bengals are going to murder the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today, Ian. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it just is what it is. See, I don't think they have anything to contend with that offense. Jamar Chase is going to have a huge day today. Huge day. So I'm taking the Bengals big.
Yeah, going.
Bucks win. Huh, Ryan? All right. Ryan, I got to get you on this podcast. Me and you could talk football all day, brother. Talking to my buddy over here. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's okay, Rich. So you're taking Cincinnati minus 3.5.
Big.
I think I'm going to go the same route. Tampa is 0-4 against the AFC. They look pitiful this year. There's really no hope in this team. Their offensive line is in shambles. Their defensive line is in shambles. Their wide receivers can't catch the ball. Their running game, Leonard Fournette, I mean, the guy is 100 years old. I think he's done. I think the Buccaneers, their coaching, everything is bad about Steve. I think the only good thing about the Buccaneers, Rich, is Ryan Suckup, the kicker. Yeah. He's pretty automatic and stuff. But you need to get the ball in the end zone, and Brady has scored like under 21 points in the last 9 games. The Buccaneers have only scored over 30 points one game. It's crazy how this team can't score. They only scored 224 points in their 13 games. They can't keep up with this Cincinnati machine today. The Bengals, 3.5 points. I'm taking the Bengals minus 3.5. I just don't see it. I see the Buccaneers falling to 6-8. I see the Panthers improving to 6-8. And I see the Falcons and the Saints only one game behind these teams. And I see this coming down to the last week of the season, this division. It will be Buccaneers and Falcons for the division title. But today, the Bengals minus 3.5.
The thing about the Buccaneers and the Packers too, for that matter, is that they have 2 legendary quarterbacks. They have Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. On the other side of the ball, they got nobody that could catch a pass. They got nobody that Tom Brady looks like he's besides himself at the end of every single game. Look, I know some of those passes, over, but these wide receivers are missing balls right in their hands. If a professional quarterback throws you a football, right? And if it's in the vicinity of you, you should be able to catch the football. If it hits your hands, catch the football. These wide receivers are not catching the football right now. None of them. Throughout the entire league, I've seen more dropped passes in the last 5 years than I've seen in my 25 to 30 years to 35 years of actually watching football. More dropped passes this year than anything. And I think that's what Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, they are definitely, they're definitely a product of that, man, dropping up passes. But, that's a shame. It's a shame. It's going to put Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to have to go get a studio apartment somewhere, because apparently he loved football more than his marriage. So his marriage is gone. So he's getting too frustrated with football. So now he's just going to have to go get himself a studio apartment with Antonio Brown somewhere and play PS5. That's what he's going to wind up doing. He's going to be so frustrated. But anyway, go ahead.
And he'll invite Gronk too, trio to play PS5.
Oh yeah, Gronk's already there waiting for them.
Actually, maybe the Buccaneers signed Gronk for these last couple of games, right? That's a missing piece too from the past 2 years, the Gronk piece. But yeah, I think this is the end of the road for Brady. I really don't see him coming back next year. But why would he? He's got that big contract with Fox to do the games.
Exactly.
So why would you come back with all that money on the line and stuff? But tonight, Rich, Washington Giants. The Commanders are 4.5-point favorites over the Giants. With a 20 tie in the their second tie is 2020.
What do I got on? Wait, what did you just say?
They're 4.5-point favorites.
All right, this game, both teams. Okay, so I think you know what it is. I was going to take the Commanders in this game just for the simple fact that Chase Young was playing. Saquon Barkley have a big game today. Saquon Barkley is the key to the Giants winning this football game. The Commanders, they pretty much came out of nowhere, in the last couple of weeks, and all of a sudden, I think, and obviously it was their quarterback. They have a lot of faith in their quarterback. But, don't sleep on Daniel Jones today either. Daniel Jones is quietly becoming a pretty good manager of that Giants offense. So this game right here is going to have to be done with the legs because I think Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley have to run. The Commanders, I don't think the Commanders are going to beat the Giants today, especially without Chase Young. I think the Giants are going to win this game. Again, there's a lot of must-win games for teams today, and this Giants Commanders game is a must-win game for the Giants. They have to win this game. So I'm taking the Giants.
I'm taking the Commanders in this game to win. I think having the home field today is going to do it for them. They're 6-1-1 in their last 8 games, including that tie with the Giants a couple of weeks ago, where the Giants are 1-4-1 in their last 6, I believe. I think Commanders win this game, but you know what though? I think they win it by a field goal, Rich. So I'm taking the Commanders. I'm sorry. I'm agreeing with you. I'm taking the Giants plus 4.5, but the Commanders will win the game by a field goal.
By a field goal. All right. All right. So we got a lot of opposite picks this week, dude. So that's good. I like that. Not on purpose either. Now.
And last.
Right. Go ahead.
Last but not least, Aaron Rodgers hosting the Los Angeles Rams tomorrow in another ho-hum Monday Night Football game. The Packers are 7.5-point favorites over the Rams. The Rams haven't shown much. They are the defending champs, but they haven't shown much. But what do you think, Rich? Green Bay, 7.5-point favorites in this game.
Aaron Rodgers comes out and pulls the ghost of his ayahuasca mission, and he said I think he saw this game in his head in his ayahuasca mission that wherever he was down in South America somewhere, and this is the game he saw in his brain where he was going to throw for 5 touchdown passes today against the Rams. The Rams suck, dude. I'm just kidding. He's not going to throw for 5 touchdown passes. The Packers, again, they have a shitty record, but they have to maintain. So in other words, the Green Bay Packers are rooting for the Jets today. In other words, the Lions have to lose. The Green Bay Packers have to maintain. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think is going to be too much longer in Green Bay. So we'll see what happens. Aaron Rodgers has to go in today and be the Aaron Rodgers of a couple of years ago. So what I'm going to say here is the Packers going to have to win. The Packers are going to win this game, dude. The Rams suck. Packers win this game. Packers win this game by 2 touchdowns. It's in Green Bay tomorrow night. It's going to be cold. And the Rams just basically gave up when Stafford got hurt. You know what I mean? It's like they won the Super Bowl. They won this fucking Super Bowl, and they basically gave up. You know what I mean? So I'm taking the Packers in this game. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about Baker Mayfield too. Baker Mayfield could do it with his legs. He can, but I just don't think Baker Mayfield's been in that offense long enough. And there's no Cooper Kupp either. So I'm going with the Packers.
So you're taking the Packers minus 7.5. You know what, Rich? Different psychology. Last night, the Miami Dolphins go to go to Buffalo in those weather conditions. They're still in the playoffs. They come out firing. A team like Los Angeles Rams coming from the West Coast, the beautiful weather, into Green Bay tomorrow, where it will snow apparently around 9-10 o'clock. There will be some snow falling. The Rams totally out of it. I mean, they don't give a shit. This team, why even be there and stuff? But yeah, I definitely agree, Rich. I think Aaron Rodgers has a great game against this team, and I am going to agree with you, my friend. The Green Bay Packers minus 7.5 over the Los Angeles Rams.
All right, there you go. Now, let me ask you a question before we get off here for a second. We'll get off in a couple of minutes. A guy like Jeff Saturday, right? Comes in. He's obviously never coached a team before. There was obviously people in line that could have taken that job. What do you think happens? Like that's a career-ending game yesterday. And Jeff Saturday's been in the locker room for about 10 minutes. So at the end of the season, do they look for somebody else, or they give Jeff Saturday another year to try and get this team going?
The Irsay family owns the Colts. You don't know what's in the minds of this family. I mean, this family drove up to Memorial Stadium in Baltimore in 1984 with Mayflower moving trucks and moved the team overnight to Indianapolis. The son hires Jeff Saturday from ESPN. Only high school coaching experience. The guy wasn't fit for coaching, Rich. Like I said, the team played yesterday scared, even up 33-0. They had no game plan. They played conservative. The Vikings had them every which way to win this game, and they didn't. So, you know what, Rich? It would have shocked me if they hired this guy for a 3-year contract Saturday. Yeah. The way this Irsay family has run the Colts organization over the years. It's very sad. A great franchise like this, Johnny Unitas, but it's so sad. Peyton Manning, it's so sad what happened to this franchise over the past couple of years. And you know what? They were 4-9 and one team.
Hey, there. Hold on a second. What happened there? Hey, there. Hold on. What happened here? There you go. I don't know. For some reason, the mute button goes on the microphone sometimes. For no reason. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. the microphone gets muted on for some reason, for no reason. I don't know what happened. But anyway.
Did you hear my thing about Saturday? Did you hear my thing about Jeff Saturday?
I did. I think you're absolutely right about Jeff Saturday. Why not? Give the guy a fucking shot, right?
Well, for our sakes, will
Yeah.
the NFL support him? Probably not.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, another thing too is we're going to start talking about our awards. And again, I hate to say it, but that coach at Miami, he's definitely going to be up there for Coach of the Year, I think. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, the guy came from nowhere, basically. Yeah, I like that guy. He looks like a little nerdy guy. Looks like a analytic type of guy, right? Doesn't he?
He looks like he came. He looks like he came from his little studio apartment in Brooklyn. He looks like a hipster from Brooklyn. Like, I know he's wearing the other glasses yesterday, but he's normally walking around with his big aviator sunglasses on. He's a little skinny guy. He looks like he grew up. He looks like he's a hipster from Brooklyn.
So, Rich, here's the deal, right? So we have a Jets game on Thursday. We got the Jets and the Jaguars Thursday night, right?
Yep.
And then, because of Christmas, we have a Saturday slate next week. So the predominantly day for football next week is Saturday, correct? And then it gets even better, Rich. We got 3 games on Sunday in the NFL. We got a 1 o'clock, 4:30, and an 8:20 game on Sunday.
Yep.
And then we got the Monday night game next week. So we got a lot of stuff. So we'll have to talk about our schedule for this week, what we're going to do. But I think we can go on about 3 times this week to talk about the football games, because you know what? I think with baseball now, you had Dansby Swanson sign yesterday with the Cubs. So I think all the free agency is pretty much done. The big question marks are who is going to be playing left field for the Yankees and who's going to be the extra outfield for the Mets. But I think we can move baseball to rest for a couple of weeks and concentrate on football and get some NBA in as well.
Listen, if you sign Dansby Swanson, listen, if he played the Mets every single day, Dansby Swanson would be the first $500 million baseball player. But take Dansby Swanson out of Citi Field playing against the Mets, he's a pretty good player. You know what I mean? Listen, a lot of these guys are getting big contracts because of other guys waiting out. Now, all these outfielders, like, again, I'm a big Mets fan, and Brandon Nimmo got that contract because of Aaron Judge. Am I right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these guys getting these big contracts. They're signing these over $100 million contracts. Brandon Nimmo's a nice player, but I think I coached Brandon Nimmo like 2 or 3 years ago, and I rubbed him on, hey, good job, Tiger. Like, he's making $23 million a year, dude. It doesn't matter. It's not my money. I don't care. But the thing is, this is the market that's being driven up and up and up and up. And what I started talking to you yesterday, with the market being driven up right now, how much money is Shohei Ohtani going to get next year? That's the question that we're going to talk about in the offseason. How much? Is he going to be the first $75 million a year player, $500 million contract? I don't know. We'll see.
You never know. And you know what, Rich? I just want to get back to football for a second.
Yeah.
Next week, it's the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
Hell yeah.
The Steelers against the Raiders, and they're actually showing that game replay. They're going to be showing it, I think, on the NFL Network on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to take a look at that famous Franco Harris catch. And then to add the NFL spice to this, on Christmas Eve, the Raiders visit the Steelers yet again, 50 years to the day, almost. 50 years and 1 day to the day.
You want to rattle? You want to rattle Steelers fans' feathers a little bit? Say, did Franco Harris really catch that ball?
Well, you know what? John Madden says no.
You know what? If John Madden said it, then it's definitely true. All right, E. So we got about 50 minutes in the bag. We got some good football games to watch today. I'm going to go have some breakfast with my family. And listen, I see a couple of guys looking on Facebook Live here. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. I see Ryan and Andrew there, you guys. So we're going to be here Sunday. We do our podcast. If you guys ever want to join in, these are 2 really good sports guys. They know their shit. So if you guys ever want to chime in with our podcast, we do it Friday night. We do it live, dude. Friday night live at 9 p.m. on Podbean. And all of our, putting out all of, our scheduling and everything. So I got to get a lot of you guys on. We got a lot of friends here that are good football guys. I see Dave Capizzello out there now, too. Dave, you got in there a little late, brother. We're starting to end. But Sunday mornings, E, what do you think about that? Every Sunday.
Yeah, we got to get these guys on Podbeam so they can call in and stuff. Actually, with baseball taking a rest now, we need the callers and stuff. So, some good hardcore football talk would be great. Rich, I just want to put it out there. I did speak to our friend Shaquem last night. He said somebody rents out a podcast studio in Wappingers, $30 a month. So I might get some information on that. It's a podcast studio with sound and everything. So
$30 a month. Please get the information on that. All right. Really,
Yeah,
honestly.
I think he wants to come on the show as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think he wants to come on and talk too. We got to promote his DJ business as well. But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. I got 2 hours to get my FanDuel picks in and my fantasy football lineups to go. So I'm just gonna have some breakfast too, and then I'm gonna get busy on that as well. So
all right, I got looking at some of the guys out here. Brian, don't worry about it. The Jets are gonna help out your Giants today, bro. They definitely are. And I do want to see the Giants in the playoffs this year. They're a scrappy team, and I do want to see the Giants in the playoffs as well. So the Jets are going to do the Giants a favor, and they're going to be another couple of favors around the league today too. But the Jets are going to win this football game today, so they will, Ryan. All righty.
Before we go, bold prediction. My prediction from Friday night for new listeners is the Giants and Jets will not make the playoffs. That's my bold prediction. You got a bold one coming out, Rich? Or are you going to save it for next week?
I'm going to make my bold prediction. The Jets and the Giants both make the playoffs. All right? How about that? I'm going opposite of you. Jets and Giants both make the playoffs. How about that, dude?
Wow.
That's my
Detroit
bold prediction.
Lions, let's go Detroit Lions. They're my team now, huh? The team I'm cheating on with the Buccaneers. But yeah, enjoy the games, everybody. Tune in this week. We got some good shows coming up, and Rich, we'll text later on, okay, buddy?
Absolutely, dude. All righty, it was a good show, guys. Thank you for joining us on a Facebook Live. I'm going to be doing the Facebook Live thing on our live show on Friday nights as well. So, anybody wants to come on, get in contact with me. You guys have my cell phone. Give me a text if you guys ever want to come on and talk about something. So, that's another thing. I got two people right there, Joe Becker and Ryan Becker. How do you guys know each other? I used to, you guys always you comment on each other's posts all the time. It's like I didn't know you guys knew each other. All righty, we're out of here, buddy. Enjoy the football games today, and I'll see you guys this week at some point. I'll talk to you today.
All right, Murph, we'll speak later on. Have a good day, everyone. Take care.
Later, dude.
Peace out.
All right. Just want to stay on for another minute or two and let everybody know that's watching and everybody watches this video later that, MURF and EDUBBS show. We've been doing this we got 24 episodes in now. So, we're going to be doing 25 probably on Wednesday night. And we're having a little fun, man. Like, I know you guys, a lot of my friends, a lot of our friends are a little bit older. We don't go out as much as we used to, We just sit down Friday nights and we, and we just hang and we talk about sports, man. You know what I mean? Does everybody want to sit in the, sit there and watch a movie on a Friday night? Everybody wants to talk sports. All right. Listen, guys, thank you very much for watching and for chiming in. And that's MURF and EDUBBS show on Podbean on Friday nights, guys, and Wednesdays and Fridays. And we're going to try and do something Sunday mornings as well. We're starting to take off. Thanks a lot again, guys. See you soon.